Nancy was getting worried. We're gonna get her right here next to the scale over here.
I would
Sorry.
do. I just don't know what it would give us enough
Let's go to Masada now. Masada is a single mountain in the wilderness of Judean desert, elevation around 1,000 feet, surrounded with altitude and with canyons around, naturally protected. This is the place that King Herod, 2,000 years ago, he built himself one of his fortresses that actually protect his southeast kingdom of his area, when he became actually the ruler of the area behalf of the Roman world in the ancient time. There are many others, but this one is unique, is very different. This fortress is wealthy, is rich, is strong, is so well done that we're asking many questions why, and you'll get answers very soon why. But anyway, the very nice double wall that you see, the charismatic wall that's surrounding the fortress of Masada, the royal part that was up north that we're going to visit later on. We're going to see the royal part. Now, this is actually the fortress. Well, you've seen the movie, you've seen a little bit. Well, so we're going to follow actually the beautiful remains from that time. Who destroyed Masada? Is it the Romans destroyed Masada? Very little. The Romans destroyed very little. To be honest, earthquakes. Earthquakes destroyed Masada. Again, we are close to the Syrian-African rift. We can see it right now. The Dead Sea is a part of the rift that actually is following Israel from the north, the Sea of Galilee, and then the Jordan Valley, the Dead Sea, the Arava Valley that goes down to Eilat, the Red Sea, and then the Nile, all the way to Africa, to Kenya. All right, okay guys, we're going up. Please follow me. Just for your general knowledge, Masada was discovered by, in the 19th century by scholars, French, German, British, Americans. Down below over here, this is a quarry. The local material that you see over here, it's not the limestone, it's a type of lime. Dolomite, harder, the minerals are tougher, and there is a problem. You cannot shape huge stones like we've seen in Megiddo, or you're going to see later on in Jerusalem, or like we've seen in Capernaum, the big pillars and so on. We're looking behind you, you can see the red line, the black line, sorry, and you can see how much was restored and how much is genuine that remained from the ancient times. This is probably, this area is the headquarters of the commander of Masada, the Roman commander. If you look inside, you can see, we talked about it already, that the Roman world want to make sure that the Roman culture follows and has been applied in every area that the Roman world reached. Also here in this place over here, look at the beautiful frescoes, the plaster on the wall. Look how nice it's inside and how well it resisted for such a long time. This is genuine. Follow the black line and you can see. The colors are exactly the same colors like we used in the ancient time. It's been used in Rome and the rest of the Roman world, also here in Masada. You understand that we cannot shape a single monolithic piece like we have seen in the rest of the country that remains from the Roman time. So here, how they did it, they imitate. They take the stone, they shape it round. There is a hole in the center. They put some cement plaster, and then they put another stone above it. And again, one more, and again, more and more and more, till finally the capital in the end. And they smooth the stone with plaster from outside. And from a first look, we are sure that we see a single stone, a monolithic stone. Okay, one more minute, please come. So what we see over here is the scale of the northern area of Masada. This is the area that we've been. We're talking about the headquarters of the commander of Masada, that is down below over here. And here we can see those long rooms. Those are actually storerooms that contain huge amount of food over here. Here and here. And over here, this is a Roman bathhouse for the local people, not for the royal family, but for the local people. And here in the edge is the royal palace. So what kind of food do you think was actually stored over here? Come on, guys.
Grain.
Wheat, grain. Okay, very good. What else? Olive oil. Very good. What else? Okay. Wine. Excellent. Wine. A royal fortification here, wine. So they had here excellent fortification and really all the luxury that you can think. We have to understand one thing, the habit, the customs of the people in the ancient time. You don't eat too much meat like we're eating today every day. Meat was maybe in the end of the week or maybe in a festivity. So there was almost about 1,000 people just to maintain this place for Herod. You understand? All right. Look at the tree-level palace over here, and now we're going to walk to the storerooms. Please come with me. We're going inside here. My friends, this is the result of the earthquake. Look just ahead of you over there. That's the way they found actually the storerooms over here. And slowly the scholars have done here the restoration and the reconstruction of certain parts. Why the storerooms are so narrow and long? Well, the reason is the material. How are you going to cover it? You're going to cover with wood. Well, we have been yesterday in Engedi. You haven't seen very tall woods over there, very tall trees over there. And the tallest tree is actually a type of acacia that they use actually the trunk of the trees to cover the roof over here. So the material that you can find in the area dictates the way of structure that they did over here. All right? Follow me, guys. You can see actually that the floor, there are holes, and it's declining to the center or next to the holes. Why is that? If if one jar with olive oil breaks, you can still collect the olive oil. Olive oil was not just used for salads or for cooking. The olive oil was used in the ancient time for life, for energy. All right, you need all of that. This is quite nice over here. What do you see over here? All right, once you've seen this, follow me. I'll take you to the Eye of the Needle. Later on, and I explained to you already about how it looks like a Roman bathhouse. This is a public bathhouse, not for the royal family, not for her and hers, but for the public and the soldiers and the people that maintain the place. That's the court that you can see right there. And we're going to get her here in the steam room and we'll explain it to you. Please come move inside, everybody. Ceiling is a vaulted ceiling. If we had a straight ceiling, a flat ceiling, it will drip on our head. But like this, it actually just drains and slowly. Now, more than this, if you look at the corner over there, there is a nice restoration of the wall. Look at behind the plaster, the inner plaster. There were bricks, and every brick actually is a passage of air, of hot air from four sides, four directions. Here, hot air was coming from below and then spread all over the room. Oh. You can see here the exterior part of the stove.
Oh, look at those tiles.
I want you to look on the right hand side over here. You can even stand. Okay, what I want to tell you is look down and you can see down below the square over there next to the cable car station. Now there is a very large square over there on the right and a smaller one over here and another one on the left. Those are actually what we call the Roman camps that surrounded Masada. My friends, when the Romans heard that the zealots came over here and they took over Masada, why was it so important for the Romans to come all the way over here with thousands of soldiers? According to Flavius, they had here more than 20,000 soldiers, Roman soldiers, well equipped with all the logistical actually support and surrounding the place. They are building actually 8 camps that no one can escape and no one can join actually Masada. But the Romans were stubborn. They wanted in any case to break this resistance. Why it was so important? That the Jews, after the destruction of their capital, their temple, they're still resisting. That might give ideas to other nations. And that they could not permit. Okay, please over here, everybody. All right. If we're looking down over here, we are now on the third degree of the palace. A beautiful palace was built over here with 3 levels. This is the upper level. And then a second level down below and a first level totally below. Can you imagine yourself? I don't want to even think about how many poor soldiers died here in the construction over here at the edge of the mountain of the cliff over here to build this, actually the palace, the Herodian palace. Anyway, what I want to say, what was the reason that actually he invests so much here in Masada? Since he was a very, very powerful man, and he was a man with suspicion all his life. In the beginning, he said he built this place in case there's going to be a revolution against him. In the center, he can come over here. It's like an eagle nest, and he have here everything that he needs, and far enough from Jerusalem till the situation come back to a stable situation. Look, this was on the right-hand side, the largest camp over here. Yeah. The commander of the Roman army, Silva, he was commanding actually the siege of Masada from here. Silva, that was his name. Okay. All right. Okay. Now we're going to the east part of the fortress. All right, guys, come over here, please. I want you to look over here down below. This is actually used to be once a quarry and was converted to be a water cistern. You can see the plaster on the side of the walls over here. You can see how nicely it was converted to be a water cistern. On the left hand side over here, this is another mikveh over here, a ritual bath that was probably an addition that was made by the zealots over here for their own needs. Now, just surround this place, the scale over here, and let me explain. So you channel this water all the way to the halfway of Masada. Look at this. It's quite difficult to bring, even with the Roman system, to bring with aqueduct water from there. There is a difference of elevation, impossible to bring water from there to here. Romans engineers are thinking over, and they understand that the best thing is to trap the water that just follow the canyons, the wadis, and goes every year straight to the sea. Some of the water has been trapped through the channels and channeled straight to the entrance, to the holes, to the water cisterns. And the water cisterns they had actually all around Masada, they're all tied together. It's an automatic system. Well, there is a little snake trail over here, and with donkeys, and actually you fill it up, and you have guys that have to carry the water, filling up the upper cistern for the needs of Masada. An amazing system over here. This is a synagogue that was probably built by the zealots over here for their own needs. We have to understand they've been away from Jerusalem. The temple was already destroyed. They need a place to worship and to gather for prayer. So what we see inside is actually the seats around. What is missing is actually the most important part, the ark that contained the scrolls, all right? I'll talk about it later on. Have a quick look inside and please come back. Once you've been inside, follow me. We're going this way. Okay, guys. We have seen really beautiful remains of the fortress. We understand how much Herod invested in this fortification over here. And we understand also when the zealots are coming over here after the destruction of Jerusalem, that the temple was destroyed, they continue to resist. They have a leader, Elazar ben Yair. They are the right wing of Jerusalem, one of the streams of the right wing, and they coming here, surprising the Roman army and taking over the fortress. The Roman army doesn't sit still. He decided to destroy this revolution. He brings a huge army over here. They're sieging the place, building Roman camps around. Nobody can come in, nobody can get out. And they're looking for the best way to climb up over here. The side of the east is too steep. So they understand that finally the best way it will be from the western side. So they're building a Roman ramp, artificial ramp. 3 years they're building this ramp. Who's going to build the ramp? People that have been captured in Judea, Jewish people. They're building a ramp that the Romans go and finally catch their brothers over here and kill them. To intimidate actually the people that they're here resisting, once in a while they're taking a slave and they're putting him in a catapult and they're throwing him up, all the way up, just to break the spirit of the people over here. The people, they don't live in the luxury palace or whatever. They lived actually all around in those schismatic walls in the rooms to see the activities of the Romans. What is going on? They leader over here, Elazar ben Yair, understood when the ramp is going up and up and up and up that it's coming to an end, almost. He decided to talk to the people. And according to Flavius, he gives a speech, a very dramatic speech to the people. He was a man with charisma. Did it have it done it in the center, in the synagogue? We don't know exactly where it was done, but it was done over here. And he talks to the people and he tells them till when we're going to think, my brothers and sisters and families, that we can win against the Roman world and the Roman army. One way or the other way, we're going to die. We came here because we want to be free. We want to worship God. We want to be free people. But the Romans, they'll get over here. So the only choice that we have now is how we're going to die. Do we want to die from the Roman sword? Or at least we're going to have the choice of freedom to die. It's terrible what he's saying. What he suggests, guys, is a massive suicide. You understand that as a religious person, and you, all of you are people of faith, God gave us the breath of life, and God will take us the breath of life. It's not in our hands. We only are here because of Him. We cannot take our life. It's not permitted. But they have been so desperate of what's happening. It was really a situation of 7 years struggling, 4 years in the Galilee, 3 more years over here. And finally, the Romans are almost coming in here. And they agree. They said, okay, we'll do it. He chose 10 men from the community. And those 10 men are in charge to kill the entire community by sword. And how are we going to do it? You know, there are about almost 1,000 people living here, women, children, old people, fighters, everybody. It's a small area. Everybody knows each other for 3 years. So they're writing like a lottery, what we call ostracos, and they put them in a jar. And like a lottery, every one of these 10 soldiers that he trusts them that they will do it, he had to kill the family that was written the name on it. It was a real slaughterhouse going on here in Masada. Real bad. Real bad. When finally the Romans penetrated over here through the ramp, to the ramp over here, they're coming over here, there was only death over here. People were dead. So how we know this story if everybody died? There was a woman with her children that she did not accept actually the decision of the community, and she was hiding in one of those water systems down below, and she is the one that testified the last moments of Masada. Masada fall, and but the spirit of Jewish people continued to exist. In the 2nd century, there was another attempt, and of course that she and her children were killed by the Romans. And there was another attempt to raise up against the Romans, 132-35. Hadrian Caesar at that time said, okay, no more Jews at all are living in Judea. Out of limit. And Jerusalem has been called a new name, Ilia Capitolina. Jewish people that were taking as slaves through the Roman Empire, and those slaves, the roots of Jewish diaspora today from that time. You understand? All around the Mediterranean area. Only in praise. Next year in Jerusalem. It's only in praise. It took a long time till finally a man, Theodor Herzl, in the end of the 19th century, he said it's about time the Jews will go back where they belong to. And it was an idea, and that idea was like fire, and it's developed and developed and developed in the last 100 years, and finally the creation of the State of Israel in 1948. When I was 18 and a half, they brought me, like many other soldiers here, to this place over here. And we had a ceremony, and I oath for the country. And we repeat, I was very young, we repeat 3 times, Masada shall not fall again. What a powerful words to a young boy, a young man. He understands his history. He protects the country with his body, and he protects the future of this country. We're gaining so much by one little drama, little story that happened here. A terrible story. But we say, no more, not again. We will not suicide. We will fight for our existence in this country. That's why Masada is so important. Masada is actually a symbol of the existence of Israel. Rocks, stones, remains, it's science, it's interesting, but it's not the issue over here. The issue over here is the spirit. All right? You understand? If you understand that, you understand Masada. Thank you. All right. We're going backwards. That's it.